my brother, Ken Daniel, came up with the idea. We were on the phone talking about the Running Man and flash dances and how they're kind of been electric all over the country. And he said, man, you should do one. And I said, man, we're entirely too serious of a place to do that.
Right.
I said, we're going to do it. That's exactly right. That's how it went. So we decided to do it. And I've got a couple clowns in my department, Tyrese Lewis, Marcus Thompson, Vince McKittrick. Those guys are some really big clowns. And when I told them that I wanted to do it, they just took it and ran it.
Okay, so from beginning to when it went online, how long did it take? Because I'm sure you're thinking, wait, I got to stop down in the middle of the day. We got to put this video together. I understand, reaching out to customers and that type of thing, but I don't know. You were serious in the first place. So how long was the process?
The process was about 10 or 15 minutes. It could have been shorter, but the funny thing is we had customers actually in the building watching us film. I mean, we did it at like 2 o'clock. We're a very large dealership, very known, 99 years in the community there in Cincinnati. So we had a lot of customers there, and they were getting a part of it. Music started going, they started being a part of it, so we had to hide them off the camera just to make the scenes work. So it was about 15 minutes of fun.
We saw people coming out of cars and that type of thing. Did anyone say, I really can't dance? How did you get people motivated and say, hey, this could end up being something big, and it's a way to reach out? Was there an old codger there or someone who acted kind of old and said, well, we don't need to do this shenanigans?
Well, it's funny because I like to call myself a change agent. One thing I do believe in is not being a dinosaur. So you can't work for me and have a dinosaur or prehistoric mentality.
Right.
So those that didn't feel comfortable or confident in their abilities knew that this was a mandate. So even though we were smiling, we still took it no differently than anything else that's as important in that dealership. So we had a few gentlemen that kind of shied away, but nevertheless, they all participated.
Okay, so let's talk about another video. Is this something maybe in the future that you kind of do? You don't want to do too much of it, right?
Right.
Too much of a good thing, but you maybe keep that on the back. Say, hey, let's do it again. People are wanting it, and it paid off. People are coming.
Well, the response has been tremendous, and I think the reason why is because it was genuine. It wasn't about, hey, come on in here, we're dealing, what can you do? We'll do anything to make a deal. That's not things that I particularly subscribe to. Neither does our dealership. We actually frown upon that behavior.
Right.
But this was different. It was more about showing the consumer base that we're just people. I mean, we really are just normal people with wives and children, and we like funny stuff, and we like to have a good time. So even though you're there to buy a product from us, we need to understand that product. It's a big purchase for you. We're still just people. And so in that, we want to be able to put some content on there consistently. But, what content that is, that's going to vary based upon the mood and kind of what's going on in the climate.
Well, and more importantly, your team saw that their boss can be cool and that kind of goofy and silly, right?
Well, I think that was the biggest thing for team camaraderie because, some people think that I'm a military guy. Joe, I'm not. I did play athletics, all the way through my professional time. And so I understand organization and structure. And so they see me at work as this structured guy.
Right.
But when we were able to just cut loose and have fun, I think the guys saw me in a different way, which I think was really good for team building.